Is there anything else you guys want to touch on? Like, I have time. I feel like we can get meatier here.
Because if humanity got together for one day and put all of our crap down and just loved each other and laughed and had a good time, their entire system would disappear.
So we just think like covering the Great Awakening itself, this amazing wave, this movement of love and of like illumination that's like just hitting the planet. So beautiful.
I create a platform and a space to have dialogue with your higher self and assist as needed. Like the messages comes from the higher self. I just assist in the healing.
How your gut feels when you react to that information in your heart, and don't overthink it. Just kind of try and start to feel things instead of thinking, because it's the mind that's been programmed. So the mind is the thing that's going to fight with you the most.
And one aspect that I do is I do a lot of energy clearing. So I help other people get rid of all the junk that's preventing them from connecting with higher aspects of themselves and ultimately the highest reality.
I knew that part was real, but the part with the synthetic telepathy, which is the voice of God weapon, that part, I thought it was spirits.
Can you imagine, like, for folks that haven't been researching any of this, you know, seeing that film would just like blow your mind, right? I mean, really.
Well, also, and I think that's why, you know, everyone who's been a part of this team has gotten hit really hard too, because the movie had a very strong impact that side is never going to acknowledge.
Eventually, we need to have a discussion about the terminology that we're using when discussing these beings, because I'm telling you, they're flesh and blood like you and me. They walk around, they breathe, they laugh.
Because everything that I was trying to hold together like fell apart. And this is the thing that happens to a lot of people that have an awakening experience. It's like you get a taste of what you really are and what like bliss really is. And then you come back and you're like, well, now I've got to get to work.
I kept hearing like a voice kind of tell me to get into Reiki. Like every time someone would speak about it, it was like my inner voice, my higher self.
Because there's a lot of skepticism, even just within the community. People want to know about you before they'll really listen to you, or, you know, before they'll connect themselves to you or work with you or whatever. And it makes sense because we don't, you know, there are people that will try to infiltrate.
You know, I don't want to induce fear, but I want to get more people aware of what this is, what it can do, the dangers of it. And, you know, if people are talking about the dangers of 5G.
And they're emitting so much light and so much pure love coming off them. I swear to you, just a little bit more, I think, would have actually burned up probably my chakras or burned up my body. I don't think we can take so much of that. Yeah.
Or like what spoke to us as like our soul, like where you're inside on the outside, and then you'll draw the people to you that align with you, right?
So the tarot is a set of cards. It began as a game during the Renaissance, but in the pictures on these cards are encoded symbols. And
confirming, yes, you know, alien life exists out there. Consider the vastness of space, getting into gold, ending the Federal Reserve, getting into secret space programs even. So it's
all heading towards it all being exposed, the lies all coming out, the corruption all coming out. But it's going to be a rough time at first on the planet because everyone's going to be forced to deal with the truth.
They're going to end up exposing each other because they're going to throw each other under the bus, because there's going to be a lot of finger pointing
of what the Q movement has been about. There's really two main goals out of it as I see it. One is, in my opinion, I think it's the largest information drop in modern history, and that's saying a lot. But the other is a call for us to reconnect with one another. That's where we go when we go off.
So we've all collectively got to raise these concerns, understand them, but not point fingers, help the people and the corporations to see the light so that we can actually make this situation safe.
What is real disclosure? If the government comes out and says, yes, there's UFOs and there's grays and reptilians or whatever beings they present, is that a fantasy version they've created for the public? Or is that actual real disclosure? So again, we're stuck in that matrix illusion to believe what these authority figures are telling us.
Hollywood
productions, mass media entertainment in general, has embedded a lot of mass mind control messages, symbolism hidden in plain sight and whatnot.
And you just kind of connect from the heart center. So you don't so much use your brain, but you use your heart. And then you just start receiving what the animal is saying.
The biggest problem that we've got to come across is the difference between believing and knowing. Because believing doesn't do anything. And it's okay to have that point of view, that reference, but that's what's got us in this predicament.
You want to heal the body, get on the right nutrition plan. And if your doctor's not talking to you about that or what kind of water you drink, he's never going to help you get well because he doesn't know the foundation of the human body. And yeah, we've been deceived.
If you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you.